we'll come to that one in a moment. Yes, we'll come to that in a moment, sir. Right. So yes, we have the. Where we to? Where was I? God, I got distracted by my messages. Yeah, September. Sorry. Cy Haraway took a heat, and there was James Breiger who took the second heat. Paul Moss took a win in the consolation, and then the final went the way of Mr. Mikula, which we've heard from Lewis Geach and Justin Fisher. So, and then the Grand National was a win for George McMillan. So, a way to sign off the Gold Roof in style of winning the Grand National. So, it was all down to that Gold Roof weekend, and obviously we all know what happened there. But let's talk about the support meeting, because not a lot of people remember that. That's the trouble. It was obviously the consolation semi-final won by Dave Polly. 2-4-2 Ben Bate taking the heat, a support heat there. It was a bit random in places because some of the consolation semi-finalists went out in the support heat, which baffled a lot of us. 101, obviously Kelvin Marshall won the world final, as if you haven't been listening to us, that will be a case in point. 59, Lee Dimmock took the consolation, and Mickey Brennan taking an excellent final win. Unfortunately, his world final chances were scuppered somewhat when he clashed with Mr. Burgoyne, who actually finished second behind Mickey in the final. And Chris Burgoyne took out the meeting with the 647 car there, and obviously number 100, George McMillan, reverting back to his old number. Oh, poor George. On the Sunday, I wasn't there, but I was told it was quite a good meeting. It was Winter Gibbo in the first heat. In the second heat, again, Mickey Brennan, absolutely on fire on tarmac at the moment, taking the second heat. The consolation went the way of Chris Kincaid, who is super rapid. And I say something, if we do have the rumour is it's Nuts Corner for the British next year. And if that is the case, Chris Kincaid will be certainly in the shake-up for that. 700, Adam Ruby took the final win, though. His race lasted about as long as Gordon Moody's. He was behind him, and he caught up in the Vin Peters incident as well. And Dan Fallows seems to be making a habit of this. Another Grand National win. He must be in a decent position for the Grand National Championship. So, moving on to the business end of the evening. And, well, the 18th of September was at King's Lynn. It was the night before. It was the international meeting, including the World of Shale final. The last chance qualifier was won by Martin Love in 548. 260 Brian Winters Anthony Winters in 260 took the first heat. Second support heat was won by Simon Farrington. And then in the World of Shale final, it was Silo who took the win from Sam Wagner, and then in third place Chris Mitchell, with Tom Adcroft coming in fourth, which is quite an achievement in itself. And Peters took the consolation on the thing. So the final went the way of Rob Mitchell, and a win for the Dutch, another win for the Dutch, H218 taking the GN. Now, bear in mind next year's world final is on the Shale. I reckon we could have a serious threat from the Dutch next year. Meanwhile, up at Cowden Beath, Gordon Moody nearly did a Moody Max. On a normal night, that would be an achievement. But as we know, and as people have mentioned already today on the old F2 show, people have mentioned this, and we'll bring it up to that. We'll come back to that in a moment. Let's say 48 out of 50, a near Moody Max would be the top story of the weekend, with all things Formula 2 related. But after the break, me and myself and Steve Linfield will talk about Formula 1 on the Formula 2 show. Good Lord, no, this can't be happening. It's not right. It's not good. Who's no, we can't do that. No. Oh dear, no, we can't do that. No.
Miss an episode of Stocks Radio? I feel your pain, brother. Missing an episode can bring on mental episodes and life-changing circumstances. However, there is a solution on the horizon. iTunes! Simply open up iTunes, go to podcasts and search for Stocks Radio. Hit subscribe and it doesn't cost you a penny. And the next episode is dropped straight into your listening device. Rate, review and subscribe and never miss an episode again.
Warning, missing an episode doesn't actually bring on mental episodes. Your experience may differ. The episodes can go down as well as up. Your home is at risk if you set fire to it.
The F2 Show has nearly as many fans as Gordon Moody.
Now, if you're of a moody persuasion, you may want to turn away your ears now, as we're going to talk about the man they call Robert will Speak. As we pick up the story from what happened at King's Lynn on that night up in the East Coast. The Formula One World Final took place. Well, we all know what happened. Or do we? Oh, whilst we're there, we might as well talk about the message that we've just received from listener Paul. Hello, Paul. How are you? I'm glad you're here and glad you're listening. My memory fails me, he says. Can you remind us all who won the 2015 F1 World Final? Cough, giggle. I'll just let me and Steve talk you through it. Well, welcome back to the F2 show. And, well, we're not going to talk about F2s on the F2 show. We're going to have a quick chat about a certain race that happened at King's Lynn Stadium last Saturday. And if you haven't been living in the cloud cuckoo land, then you will be probably not aware that, Formula 2 driver of this year, and for the second year in a row, a former Formula 2 driver has won the World Final. And that man is Rob Speak. He took the F1 World title.
Yes, 10 times a world champion.
Yes, there you go. Following on from Craig Finnegan, former Formula 2 driver. Also, Lee Fairhurst, former Formula 2 driver. Oh dear. Are we going to stop giving you guys all our top boys? That's the thing. I mean, what's going to be next? Sarge for world champion? Yeah, get on then. But our best wishes go out to the man they call Dildo, Dylan Williams Maynard. Absolute horrific injuries by the sounds of things. So he had his throttle stuck open, and just doesn't bear thinking about the kneecap smashed in 6 places, which is nasty.
Yes, very, very nasty. Yeah, it was very, very unfortunate, and it's a real unfortunate chain of events as well, which then triggered off on World Final night at King's Lynn. So unfortunate, and yeah, best wishes to Dylan.
Yeah, it's just one of those nights, unfortunately, where everything that could go wrong did go wrong, and best wishes also to the tractor driver, and also
it wasn't just the tractor driver; it was
the
photographer. The photographer, yes. I have to admit, I do forget his name, which is bad of me. But the tractor driver wasn't just any tractor driver; that was Buster Chapman, the stadium owner, who was sat in the tractor.
Oh dear. So yes, not a very good night all round at King's Lynn, but certainly. A World Final, not a lot to last long in the memory. It was a case that Speak drove away and was never challenged, which we've heard that story before, haven't we?
Indeed, very much so. And yes, of course, Rob Speak will be a very fine Briscoe Formula 1 world champion. I think I'm going to stick my neck out and say that we probably will not see Rob Speak in a Formula 2 in 2016.
I will take that bet and probably pay it out. Yeah, it's I don't think we will see much of Speaky. If we see Speaky, it will be just the occasional Bellevue, perhaps on a bit of shell shifting as well.
No, I really don't think that even.
But
no.
But primarily he will be showing off the gold roof. Whether he goes for number one will be another matter.
He raced as number one at Northampton on Sunday, but then Kelvin Marshall was raced as number one, but has actually not taken the number one. He raced as number one on the Sunday of World Final weekend. He raced as number one on World of Shale night at King's Lynn, but has actually not taken it. He's stuck with 101, as far as I know.
He's got the 101 golden airfoil now.
Mm.
And with a little bit of the European flashing out of the side, it looks quite the picture.
Yes, it does. Yes.
So, let's move on now to the business end of the season. Obviously, a lot of tracks are wrapping up their seasons, and it seems to get earlier every year. And I don't know whether it's me getting older.
It's
or
you getting older, because
Yeah.
how can it be earlier every year when the fixtures are more or less set in stone?
Yeah, near enough. But it just feels like it's running out every year. I mean, like I say, this year I got to it and I looked at it. I've got, oh Christ! After the World Final, I've got 3 meetings left if I just do West Country ones. Oh, I was like, oh, I'm going to do a couple of away days. I might do that. I've got calendars to sell, for Christ's sake. But
Well, you're going to Scotland, aren't you?
no, I'm not going to Scotland. No,
You're not going to Scotland.
No,
Oh, okay.
no. The opportunity of having a lie-in. Girlfriend's going away for the weekend, so the opportunity of having a lie-in. She's heavily pregnant, so and having the bed to myself and not having things like that is perfectly a great idea. Instead of getting up at what would be 2 o'clock in the morning to get up to Davidstow to ride up with Gary Silliphant.
Yes.
But the opportunity will be there, and I think I would love to go up to Cowley sometime this year. Whether I will or no is a completely different matter. But it's nice. I do love Cowdenbeath. It's my favourite track to go to because if you could bottle that atmosphere. Probably it'd be 95% proof, but you just need places like that to make it that much better and more exciting. Just proven by Hensford, World Final there. I mean, half the crowd, but in a bowl, it just, and it's not something, just not the same. That for me was, a little bit flat, but that's me. That's just my opinion. But I think everyone in Briskland knows that Cowdenbeath is a cauldron, and certainly one that's not to be messed with.
The Cowdenbeath Roar.
Indeed, and of course, Mr. Moody. On the same night, did a 48-point score out of 50, almost the maximum, but not quite. He had second international, and it's the man who's trying so hard to win a final up there at the moment is Dennis Midler.
Yes, that's very true. Yes, to get back up to red grade, but another one going very well.
Yeah,
in his new car.
Yeah,
so rejuvenated Dennis.
Yes, indeed, and he certainly he knows my pain now when it comes to getting models and things of this calendar, because he did his shoot. Literally, he gave me his shoot literally hot off the press. He was scouting around for people to do it. He had a couple of dropouts at the last minute, and he said to me, "I said, I know how you feel." I said, "Yeah, try times that by 20, Dennis, and you're somewhere near." So. Yes, Cowdenbeath has, of course, its usual Champion of Champions event, which is always a good meeting. Last year, a very controversial one, as we all know. But it's the RS Motorsports Dash for Cash, which is in 2 parts, isn't it? It's some for Skeg and some for Cowdenbeath.
Yes, so I believe, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
RS Motorsports, of course, descendants of the Skull Bandits.
The original Outlaws.
Yes, the original Outlaws. Yes, the Outlaws rather than the In-Laws.
Well, that's what it
Warren
is, isn't
Warren
it?
and Russell Taylor, yes. So,
The In-Laws. I love that. Who came up with that name?
I'm not at liberty to say. But I've stolen it. So
yeah, I'm going to use that now. It's just too good because it does seem to be like a game of family fortunes, doesn't it? And our survey said, yeah. So that should be a nice little thing. It's good to see people putting some more money out. And we're talking to track championships as we were. Bristol had its one sorted, and that one was had five drivers who could mathematically win it, but one didn't show, which was the bloke who was leading it, James Ryger. I think we may not see him next year. I don't think he's.
I think yes. I think James Ryger is another. I think I will stick my neck out again and shoot me down, folks, if I'm wrong. But I think James is done.
I think he's obviously had the new baby. That comes first. As I'm bound to find out in about 4 months' time. Baby comes first, and there are more to life than stock car.
Absolutely. And let's face it, he has won the World Championship.
You ain't going to get much better than that, are you?
No, that's right. You can only go down from there. So, obviously that would be a shame, but I think James, for the time being, is probably into retirement. But yes, we had 5 drivers that were mathematically